Hi there, Corinna. So, more essays. Good. Let's check out what you did today. The first one is the rainfall. Okay, this one's tricky. A lot of people have a hard time with it. Let's see what you did. The line graph illustrates the rainfall in England, Scotland, and Wales in 2018. Overall, the rainfall was quite different among these three continents. They're not continents. They're countries, actually, or areas, you could have called them. The common month of rising, not really rising. What does that mean? That they all rose at the same time? I don't know if you can definitely say that. You could have just said that they all three had similar trends in July. You could have said that. So the month when all three had similar trends was July. Okay? First, England has the heaviest rainfall, especially in July and September, reaching approximately 130 ml. Its raining months were in January, February, April, July, September, November, and December, and all of which were over 100 milliliters. It's raining months. Okay, I don't know if you can definitely say it's raining months, because my understanding is that it rained every month in England. I think what you're trying to talk about is the high points in the year. Or the various peaks. Okay? Let's see. So what I wanted here was some information about the fluctuation, and I think that's really important because throughout the year, there's a lot of variation. I think what's important to mention is that England had the least variation. So even though it varied as well, it was the most consistent of the three. I think it's also important to mention this low point here in May, June. Okay, for England. Okay, let's see. Its lowest rate, there it is, perfect. Okay, its lowest rainfall was in May and June with around 80 ml. So yeah, it's this expression which is not correct. You wanted to say that it had numerous peaks. Okay, but what's missing for me here is just something that describes the fact that it fluctuated. There was a lot of fluctuation. Okay? All right, let's move on. Secondly, the rainfall in Scotland fluctuated. There we go, but not were very. So the rainfall in Scotland fluctuated from January to April. It started from over 100 ml in January and fell dramatically in February with below 30 ml. And after that, it reached the peak at over 130 in March and finally plummeted again in April with under 50. Okay, well, what happened in the rest of the year? We're talking about where? Scotland. So I don't know what happened to Scotland after April. Why? You could say a lot of things. You could say for the next 4 or 5 months, whatever that is, it fluctuated between 80 and 130 until it plummeted again in November at around 50 and ended the year at about 105 or 110 or so. Okay, so don't just stop the year after the 4th month. Give me some information about the rest of the year, even if it's just providing like a vague range like that. It's still enough to give the examiner at least a general idea of what you're looking at. Okay. Thirdly, Wales had the lowest rainfall among these three regions. It kept the rainfall between 50 to 100 in most of the months. Yeah, let's see. Wales, yellow, 50 and 100. Okay, yeah, you said most of the months, so that's fine. Its lowest rainfall was in April with approximately 25 ml. In August to October were just under 50. All right, what about its highest? You could have mentioned that figure there. It's actually really interesting because this is like one of the biggest peaks in the whole graph, isn't it? I mean, the biggest peaks are clearly here for Scotland, here for Wales, and then here again for Scotland. So that might have been worth mentioning, okay? It's a detail that's pretty important. On the whole, though, I actually like what you did with Wales. You gave me this range, which was really useful. And then you told me where the lowest one. But again, I did want to hear where that highest point was here. I didn't like what you did with Scotland because you stopped talking about it after April, which left me with like 8 months where I had no idea what happened. And that's a really long period of time to not include any information. And here, I didn't see the word fluctuation or variation or anything referring to the kind of pattern that was happening. You just talked about, oh, I had several high months, and then it had these 2 low months, and that was it. Okay, but some good elements for sure in this task 1, so you're doing well with that. Let's take a look at your second essay. Okay, so here's your task 2. Let's see what you said. In some countries, it is illegal. Job criteria. Okay. Experts throughout both the developing and developed world have debated whether it is illegal to turn down senior people to apply for a job. All right, let's change some of the grammar here a little, yes? So whether it is illegal to turn down, let's not call them senior people, because that's really limiting the age group here. It just says on age criteria. So if it's illegal to turn down people based on their age, okay? Personally, I disagree, as this will have a negative effect in the long term. What are you disagreeing with? Are you disagreeing with... It's not clear. Okay, let me tell you why. Because you're saying that the debate is whether it is illegal. Are you saying that you disagree with it being illegal to turn them down? Are you saying that you disagree with turning down people because of their age? So it's not clear what you're disagreeing with, so make sure, please, that it is. Okay. This essay will discuss both sides using examples from the UK government and Oxford University to demonstrate points and prove arguments. Okay, lovely. On on, not one hand, on the one hand, there is ample evidence to prove, this is the noun, I want the verb, that people's health usually gets worse quickly if they cannot find a job due to the age criteria. The central reason behind this is twofold. Firstly, they lose, L-O-S-E, the motivation for their future life as they are refused to work. Since people's motivation at work or motivation for work, depends on what you're trying to say, can impact emotional development. No, this can impact, again, impact in one sentence? No, this can affect their health status. This doesn't work here. You have to say, perhaps even provoking illnesses such as dementia. And there's a T, not an S. Secondly, they may have a financial burden as they need money to support their lives, and this will certainly influence their living standards. For example, recent empirical research by the UK government demonstrated that approximately 75% of seniors' health issues are affected by the motivation for life, and 30% of people passed away, not were passed away, because of losing jobs or retirement. Therefore, it is conclusively clear that jobs are significant for all ages of people. Okay, that's fine. On the other hand, although there is a case for employers turning down jobs to seniors, it creates a lot of opportunities for next generations to take up higher posts, plural. This is largely because young people are energetic and creative in jobs. Also, what do you mean? Explain it. Tell me why. Okay. Also, it is easy for them to accept new concepts and technology in this advanced society. Nevertheless, their specific skills need time to practice. For instance, an extensive study by Oxford University showed that more than 90% of old-aged doctors, or staff are still working in the same or other hospitals after retirement. The central reason behind this is that the experience in old-age people, let's not call them old age, let's call them something else. Elderly, there we go. The reason behind this is that the experienced and elderly people can transfer a variety of knowledge. You can't really say a variety of knowledge, because it's not countable. Vast knowledge, can transfer vast knowledge and skills to the younger generation. Consequently, it is abundantly clear that employers should not choose the employee according to the age. Okay, let's take a look at this paragraph here. Okay, so basically, I have a little problem with this paragraph. I reread it a couple of times, and I have a couple of problems. Why? Because, all right, check out what you're doing. You basically show me here that, hey, look how great this is. All the young people are going to be able to take up jobs. Look at them. They're so great. They're so great. And then you go back and say, yeah, they're great, but look at what a problem they create. And then you start talking about the older people being so useful and so forth. So, let's see. So it's just a little confusing. I thought the paragraph was going to be about how important it is for young people to have an opportunity to work. And then you kind of shifted gears. So I found all of that kind of difficult to follow. Now, sometimes it's okay to talk about the other side of the argument. Like, for example, yes, let's have younger people apply. And then refute it by saying, yeah, but it's bad for this and this reason. But if that's what you were trying to do, then this is the wrong order of paragraphs. You probably should have done this in the first body paragraph and then made this your second body paragraph, bringing it down here, okay? Now, let's talk also about something else here. It says it's illegal to reject people based on age criteria. So that's what we're supposed to be talking about, this rule that it's illegal to say, I want somebody between 25 and 33. Okay? And we do see that, at least in some countries we see that. So that's what you're supposed to be talking about. If it should be illegal or it should not be illegal. If it's a positive development to make this illegal, or if it's a negative development. So what I'm trying to tell you is this. These rules also might apply to young people. It's not like they're saying, if you're older, you can't work. Sometimes some of these jobs are also saying, if you're younger, we won't look at you. Okay, it never said just not hiring older people. It could apply for younger people as well. So it's something to think about in terms of the development. Okay, I think we didn't talk about your conclusion yet, so let's do that. From the arguments and examples given, I firmly believe that stopping our senior people, careful calling them senior people, you could call them elderly people, or maybe senior citizens, or I don't know, from working, not to work, stopping our elderly or more mature, oh, that's a great way to say it. I firmly believe that stopping our more mature citizens from working will have a negative effect on society. All right, so you can see I made some changes. Nevertheless, they have a lot of specialized knowledge and skills which can be transferred to offspring. Okay, nevertheless doesn't work here. It doesn't work because you're not contrasting, you're just really supporting what you're saying. So I think it would have been really effective not to have any linking word here. It's just they have a lot of specialized, careful with your spelling, knowledge and skills which can be transferred to. Now, you don't want the word offspring here, okay? It's not their own children, so you're basically saying to younger generations, to the young people just starting out, or something, okay? All right, so do you have any more essays with us? I can't remember from your email. I know you sounded disappointed, though. You sounded a little discouraged. I do see an improvement with your writing, but you still have room to improve. So I hope that if you're done with your essay packet, that you'll continue to work with us so that we can continue supporting you and giving you feedback for your writing, okay? So that's the end of this correction. I hope to see more of your writing very, very soon. So lots of luck.